Alright, once again, it's P from PBKM, and this time I'm doing a review on BioShock Infinite. Thus far, I haven't played the first two BioShocks, so this is my first introduction. Thus far, I'm liking it. I see that it kind of just drops you off in the middle of this because it's obviously a continuation. But thus far, within the first 10 minutes of it, I'm already pretty much engaged. I'm sort of trying to piece together and discover what on earth is going on in the storyline. I've been shot up into the air, the sky this time around, so it's not the sea as I heard it was in part 2, and it's apparently the same but possibly different. I'm really not quite sure, but thus far, as what I've seen and how I've been playing it, I've been liking it thus far. Was kind of just following along with the story element, was kind of just wondering when it was going to speed up, and when it sped up, it was not a disappointment. So I am liking the shooting dynamic in it thus far, plus the things with powers. So this kind of reminds me a lot of per se Dishonored, but more fun, and I get why people were into this game now. Thus far, it's real straightforward and simple. I haven't found my first shotgun yet, but I've been working with the pistol and the potions pretty well. And I see there's lots of room to be devious with how you mix up the powers. So I'm really looking forward to getting through this particular game. Right now, it's real early to tell how awesome it will be, because sometimes, you know, the actual overall story can kill a rating after the fact and whatnot. But if I was to give it out of 10 right now, I say it's a strong 9, with a little bit of wiggle room to drop down to possibly a 7.5 if something crazy I just can't see come up. But I'm thinking it's going to be pretty much a 9. That's where I'm at right now. Thus far, not really anything bad I can say about it, other than it certainly is interesting and it questions a lot of stuff that it's kind of everyday conversation that you don't necessarily talk about. So I'm liking it. Pretty much when I get deeper into it, I'll probably do a follow-up review on this one, just to make sure that everything was still copacetic. I technically need to do a follow-up review on Alien vs. Predator, since, I mean, not Alien vs. Predator, but Alien Colonial Marine, since we've actually gone all the way through that one. I'll do that one and probably link it with another one. Anyway, thus far I like it. So I'm gonna, normal, leave you some footage and some get you an idea how it works and whatnot. I'm sure it gets more intense and more interesting further it goes, because this is pretty much footage from like the very beginning of the game, and I've got a bunch of them to work through. Plus I'm actually gonna try and get Defiance. But you know what? That's enough for right now. Go ahead and we'll talk more in the follow-up in the post. So this is P, and enjoy the rest of the review.
recommit ourselves to our city and to our prophet, Father Consul. We recommit through sacrifice and the giving of thanks, and by submerging ourselves in the sweet waters of baptism. And lo, if the prophet had struck down Cranley's agreed knee and not railed against the Sodom beneath us, it would have been enough. If the prophet had just railed against the Sodom beneath us, but not accepted the 3 golden gifts, if the prophet had just accepted the 3 golden gifts and not prayed for our deliverance, it would have been enough. If the prophet had only prayed for our deliverance and not led us to this new Eden, it would have been enough. If the prophet had just led us to the new Eden and not purged the vipers of the Orient, it would have been enough. If the prophet had just purged the vipers of the Orient, but not suffered the sacrifice of his beloved, it would have been enough. If the prophet had just suffered the sacrifice of his beloved, but not expelled the vox populi, it would have been enough. Is it someone new? Someone from the Sodom below, newly come to Columbia to be washed clean before our prophet, our founders, and our Lord?
I just need passage into the city.
Passage to the city. Brother, the only way to Columbia is through rebirth in the sweet waters of baptism. Will you be cleansed, brother?
It's either this or turn around and get back on that rocket.
Yourself, brother.
Hey!
I baptize you in the name of our God, in the name of our Lord. But this one doesn't look clean to me.
Who's there? Who's there?
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt!
What do you want?
We had a deal to it! Open this door right now!
I told you! I'm not gonna do it! Go away!
Mr. DeWitt! Mr. DeWitt!
That idiot priest needs to learn the difference between baptizing a man and drowning one. I need to find a landmark and figure out where the hell I am.
To Father Franklin, of gold so that England might have industry that set her above all other
Our
nations.
prophet fills our lungs with water, so they may better love the air.
He who crossed the Delaware, with flaming sword and wings of angels, watch over me and lend me strength.
Paragon of virtue, a
Shield
rebel
my
against
mind from
ignorance
fear
and
and
tyranny.
doubt,
Share
so
with
that I
me
may
your wisdom and light and
By the sword, and the scroll, and the key.
Just 'cause the city flies don't mean it ain't got its fair share of fools. All right. Still got a girl to find.
I know, Mr.
It's got a waterfall and everything.
I've never had one.
Just I bet we could have something arranged.
Terrible.
Good to see you.
Perfect day for the celebration.
Transcript of the prophet's recent address to Columbia people.
On the holy forgiveness of our dear Lady Comstock. Absolute. Mother of forgiveness.
Ever lost a penny to a vending machine? Has a pay telephone
Give me one of those.
to connect you with a beloved spouse? With just a whisper. They're all ears.
Press to turn machines into allies.
What the hell was that?
Sorry, pal. Well, if it isn't Assemblyman Buford, your spot at the raffle awaits. Don't know why I didn't recognize you before. Odd. Always.
Heads.
Or tails.
Come on, let me through.
Heads. Or tails.
Heads.
Told you.
I never find that as satisfying as I'd imagined.
Chin up. There's always next.
I suppose there is.
Drop the children from the sky. When the young ones misbehave.
That's a lucky number. I'll be rooting for them.
Bring me the bowl! Is that not the prettiest young white girl in all of Columbia? All right, then. The winner is number 77!
Well, what do you know?
Number 77, come and claim your prize! First throw!
It was all these things. Please. Please, what are you doing?
Come on! Are you gonna throw it? Or are you taking your coffee black these days? Oh,
Something for you,
looks like
son of a
we've got
bitch.
Wait! It's him!
Now, where'd you get that brand, boy? Don't you know that makes you the backstabbing snake in the grass false shepherd?
And we ain't letting no false shepherd into our flock. Show them what we got planned, boys! Stop him! Stop him! The false shepherd's come to lead our lamb astray! Disconnect! Disconnect!
You got no chance.
possession now turns machine and man into allies. Hold and release to create a ghostly trap.
Son of a bitch is in the park! Don't let him escape!
Alright, this is P, and now we're back to my favorite part of this, the post. I have got to play through this game, and I will also have to get Bioshock 1 and 2. As I said, I'm not sure if it's going to ruin it for me or anything like that, but I definitely need to make my way through it. But pretty much, I'm looking at getting Defiance as the next game, since it comes out this coming week. Basically, it's an MMO, third-person shooter. And I just watched some of the footage of it already on YouTube. I'm interested. I really want to play that because it keeps the shooter dynamic, and it doesn't give the MMO so much power and dominance to the point where you're really playing the MMO and all your bullets are based on dice rolls. It's actually you shoot here, they die. And I know my homeboy Sean has always said that he really wants to play an MMO where you can where your attacks matter. Really, it's not dice roll attacks. You know, if you stab the monster, you know it counts as a stab, and it's just kind of like. I guess this is a step closer to that sort of direction and such too. Most interesting too. Her Terror went free to play, so I might be checking into that a little bit later. I don't know how long that will be down the road, mind you, or anything like that. Also, too, I haven't had a retro review in a while, so I've got to figure out how I'm going to slide one of those in, because because it looks like I'm coming up to a nice little point where there won't be a whole bunch of new games coming out for a while. So I may just kind of crash in a few quick reviews just to kind of get them out the way and see what else I can stuff into the lineup and such too. Also too, just had a lot of stuff still happening and going on. Work has been pretty heavy and intense, and I've been trying to keep things balanced, but that ain't really working out. As a matter of fact, I'm making the videos now the same day I'm playing the game. That's how crunched up it is at the moment. So pretty much I missed a week, so I'm doubling up this week. You've already seen what was the game that I did? It was whatever my last review was. Oh yeah, God of War Ascension. And this one is coming out the same week, so I can hopefully do Defiance or something by the end of next week. Not really trying to change up my tempo with doing this. It's just that it's about the only way I can make sure that I average out one a week. I'm already behind on the other one for the other channel. And for those of you who don't know what the other channel is, I also rap and do music as well. So that's the other channel, and there's some stuff I need to do some vlogging on that, as well as dropping some more 16s, because me and ARM have had some things come up that's kind of thrown some serious monkey wrenches in the schedules like you would not believe. But at the moment, we're still trying to get a lot of things going and together and such. We haven't abandoned the MMO strategy guide for beginners, but we may have done everything that you really need to know as far as when you first begin. Everything else comes down to understanding that you don't know everything and need to listen. But you know what? That might be a strong video by itself. Plus, I hadn't gotten to do any of the versus things yet, because, you know, trying to bring the homies in on that. The next big game review I'm expecting to really be of any notoriety is going to probably be Injustice Gods Among Us, for obvious reasons. Also, too, I want to get some more movie reviews in, but I have to start watching some more movies. But lately, I've been watching the old animated Dungeons and Dragons series from the 80s. Oh man, I missed that show. I do. I usually don't do reviews on stuff like that, but I might talk about it for a bit, because, you know, I'll go into how, you know, it's when you see it, it's nostalgic, so you see it with rose-colored spectacles, so to speak. But when you watch it when you're older, yeah, it still takes you back. But things come to mind now that kind of mess with you a little bit, and I'm going to get into that because it's going to probably be a dark but humorous discussion. But we'll talk more about that then. But for now, go ahead, like, comment, share, and leave responses to whatever. For the most part, I think I'm going to start posting some of these videos on my Facebook. Don't quote me on that, because I don't have as much time as I like to have. I almost need a clone, but if I had a clone, I'd probably just send him out to go have fun for me while I work, which is totally, completely non-conducive to what I do. But then again, if we doubled up, we'd probably be able to hang out a lot more and get a lot more done. Definitely be able to run through a lot of multiplayer games faster. I'm just saying. Yeah. So I'm going to put on the Blitz Decks. Gotta keep it from being chapped. But that's it, folks. I'll see you on the next go around, and hopefully my reviews don't take a big punch in the face from all this. But later, folks.